Thanks for coming on the walk. I'm looking at these cameras. Get on your bikes. Get on your treadmill. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Y'all got your water, right? All right. Thanks for coming on the walk. Yes, I'm all stuffy again, y'all. Hold on. Let me turn down the music. I had a tissue that is in the ensuite, darling. Ooh, let's get this party started right. Let's see. Every day and every... Uh-oh. I didn't even start yet. And I lost one. Breathe like that. Great rising, y'all. Great rising. How y'all doing? Happy. I have to tell you, I've been on the air with you guys, what, for almost like 2 years. But I gotta tell you, I enjoy being happy with you. And this is another reason why I'm happy. I have 100, well, over 100, I think 106 YouTube subscribers, y'all. I hope they're watching. I hope, you know what? I've been walking for 45 minutes. But as I clearly put in my description, you can walk along and do your own thing. You know how you have to kickstart a motorcycle? I could be a kickstarter. When you subscribe, you say to yourself, let me just go ahead and subscribe. At 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday, that old woman gonna be there looking like she fighting with the treadmill. And I listen to her for like a minute, or just look at her for a couple of seconds. And then, when I think like that, I'm like, ooh, 100 people that I'm motivating to work out. Now, I've also been putting up some dog shorts. And that may also be the reason why they're over here. And it has nothing to do with exercising. But, well, let's slow this down some. This is almost coming to the end of the week. So, it is really wonderful. I don't know how that works in YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. I know I have supporters, daily supporters, like my friend Diane from Canada, and then she shares it with her Canadian friends. So, I feel like I'm kickstarting them. You don't have to listen the whole time. Put on your headsets and watch my feet. Watch me move. This is what I'm doing. If you say, oh, she's just looking like she's shuffling. Well, guess what? I'm shuffling for 45 minutes. And my body likes it. And my heart was working good. And it's getting the blood pumping around. And I got all my goddamn toes. Okay? I'm looking at y'all. I can see. Okay? My heart is saying, yeah, get us there. So, I got 100 subscribers, y'all. And I'm happy about it. I'm glad about it. I'm excited. Give me more, give me more. Especially if I'm kickstarting you. You know? Whew. I started sweating when I was upstairs doing my mat exercises. I don't know how I threw away my old yoga mat and didn't replace it for like Oh my goodness. Like 3 months. But I was hanging. I had my bike. And then I do the weights. But one day something said, this is how I listen to myself. And maybe that's because that's how you try to keep people's business out your head so you can hear your insides talk to you. Or your insides talk to you. However way they go. And it said, we ain't did no yoga floor exercises. I was like, oh. I've been getting on that floor for years. Exercising. The only time I didn't get on the floor, I would get on the floor and exercise from home. As I said, the only time I didn't get on the floor and exercise was when I was at the Y in Mount Vernon. But we couldn't get on the floor there. But I used to get on the floor at home before I went to the gym. So then when I got rid of that one, and my friend Alex gave it to me, and it was old. It should have been put out a long time ago. I was probably inhaling some of that stuff. Anyway, I mean stuff from the rollout. Anyway, did I say great Y-isms? I saw it this morning. The clouds didn't cover it up so much. Okay, get back to my story. If I can remember it. When I cut over like that, and then I try to come back. Oh, so I ordered the mat, the yoga mat. And I got it, and I can't even tell you how happy I got. I just felt this warm rush. And, okay, I'll tell y'all I wiped it down. And I rolled it out, and I got down on my knees on it, and then I flattened my whole body on it. And my body said, this. I said, all right. And then my toes, because there's a stance where I'm on my knees, but I push my toes back. I bend my toes back. And that's another exercise I was doing for, well over 20 years. And then my toes said, well, what about me? And I was like, I walk for you every day. And then my toes said, no, stretch me back. So as I was on my knees, I just stretched back my toes. And then my toes said, yeah, this is what it is. I was like, okay. So I said, all right, I'll do the floor exercises like 2 or 3 mornings, and then I'll do the bike, and then I'll be good to go. Stop playing with everybody. I do the floor exercises every morning. Then I jump on my bike every other day. And I do my hanging from the hall every morning. And then I do my weights every other day. Yeah, I love listening to my body. It's all about me. That's what I loved about the gym. The first time I saw people just looking in the mirror at themselves, I was like, how are they looking in the mirror at themselves? Because I wouldn't look at the mirror at myself. I was trained not to look at myself in the mirror. You are vain if you stay in the mirror too long. You thought you're better than everybody. Especially in my cult. So if you started feeling any kind of good way about yourself, if you say you like your hair, you're going to be in a fight where they're trying to pull your hair out. If you say you like your face, you're going to be in a fight where they're trying to scratch your face. So, and then I came from an aunt who told me that I looked in the mirror a lot because I had an inferiority complex. That's the one thing when they put her in her alcohol treatment place, that's the one word she came out with just for me. So I had an inferiority complex for a while. Because unlike her, I went and looked it up. And then I started feeling bad about myself. So, mirrors, wasn't a thing. And I'm at the gym, and they're looking at themselves, and they're flexing, and they're looking, and they're pumping. And I was like, wow. But you'll know, my first time going, I was at the King's Plaza in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn with my friend Annie Pearl. I had to snatch it. You see me move my head or looking up, I'm trying to snatch stuff. So I said, yeah, Bensonhurst, King's Plaza. The biggest thing about King's Plaza is that Oprah came there one time and like filled the whole place. It was like a mall. And Oprah's appearance like filled the whole place. But at that Bally's, I think it was, and they were looking and flexing in the mirror, and they're going on and on, and they're flexing and they're pumping up, and they're looking at themselves and they're standing and they're just so happy with how they look. And of course, as I'm training, I was like, oh, that's white people. And then I worked out, and they have mirrors every place, so it's not like I could run for myself. And I looked at my body and I said, wow, not bad, homegirl. Not bad. And I couldn't afford Bally's at that time. Annie Pearl had the membership. She just brought me as a guest. But I walked and walked and walked, and I was a bartender, so I walked and walked and walked and walked. So that's why this exercise of walking in the morning is nothing to me. Because I'm retired now, but for the better half of my life, I have woken up in the morning and walked for 45 minutes or more. Just in general principle. Now that I'm retired, that minimum keeps me maximum. I'm clever, huh? This blood be getting up here. So this minimum walking is the maximum. Now, if y'all go back to the old videos, I already told y'all how having these muscles in place is important to me. It's important to me in my fight for this gravity. Gravity keeps us here. And somehow, through the magic of muscles, we're able to cut through it, move through it. Yeah, like that. Like I'm going through gravity. It's here to press us down, to keep us here. But when you don't have any muscles, gravity still presses you down, but you have no muscles around you like when you build around a house. The house protects the pipes, the heat, the people inside, keeps the furniture and the stuff from getting wet. It has a lot of function. And so does the body. Exactly, the muscles. It keeps stuff in place. So as gravity bears down on you as you get older and you don't use or enact or keep your muscles active, I'm just speaking from me, I ain't no doctor, don't sue me. This is what works for me. And this is what I tell myself, and that's what I have. Gravity was pressing in on me and was squishing everything together. All my other organs were being squished up. Can you imagine having an organ on your intestines? You know your intestines is full of duty. They over there by yourself. The body has its the fat and everything where it ain't mixing. The heart comes down and the lungs and everything. The lungs start in my head. This is what. So I said, oh, gotta keep them separate. Gotta keep them separate. So I'm thinking this to myself. Thinking this to myself. And I just went through that whole eye occlusion thing. Whew. When I realized that stress was definitely a killer. And situations make you do something, but out down the road, let me stay focused. So I said, you gotta put your core. That core, first of all, is going to keep everything, keep all this weight from off your hips, your knees, and your ankles. You know from working with older people and seniors that at times they have knee pain, ankle pain, all this kind of stuff. And I said, oh, it's because my core is not engaged to hold all this stuff up. So that's when you go back and look at my old Planet Fitness workouts. I was doing a lot of core strength and back, definitely back. So I said, if I have the core engaged, it'll take all the weight off here, allow me to exercise or walk or run or whatever, and I'm good to go. So that's what we did. Then Corona came. And I could feel it just starts pressing on me. And nothing I ate moved because gravity was just, and I wasn't given the blood the force that it needed to get through my body because gravity is pressing down on me. Y'all call it illness. Y'all run back and forth to the doctor and stuff like that. No, for me, I was like, oh man, everything is mushing up together. Gravity is pressing everything together. But I need to have this stuff separated. And y'all remember my muscles? I said, muscles. Muscles. Take care of these back muscles. To pull back my rib cage. Remember to give my lungs and my heart enough room. So I do that exercise. And in my head, I'm just making sure, I'm putting those muscles in place to pull that rib cage up off my heart and lungs and stuff. It's to protect it. But without the muscles, it can also be squashing it. So I want my chest muscles to make sure that rib cage is up off it and let my heart and lungs and stuff and whatever else is going in there do that. Then I said, I know a waist is so important. We all have it, but a muscle waist. Because I feel it pushing stuff back, allowing whatever's in me, my glands have enough room to secrete, and the secretion goes where it's supposed to go to take care of what it's supposed to take care of. Because I've used my muscles to lift up everything off of it to allow my organs to do what they do. They are protected. They are loved. And that's why I walk. Yes, indeed. I tell you, 100 subscribers. I hope they my age or older. If I could just like kickstart young people, I don't mind. But to let them folks know, to take us off that list of older African American people don't do nothing but get sick and fall on Alzheimer's and fat and keep the pharmaceuticals executives in their mansions and swimming pools. I ain't mad at him though. We got a swimming pool in the garage. Whew. Yes, y'all. It's almost time for water. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. Yes. And I'm sorry, Vaughn, I haven't been tagging you because when I tag you, they want you to come live, and maybe I'm reading it wrong. But I'll work it out. I'll work it out. Whew. Yeah, y'all. 20 minutes down. Let's get some water. Oh, y'all gonna have a great week, especially if y'all been exercising all week. Y'all gonna be running your fastest and jumping your highest. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Hey, y'all. Okay. Hey. Yes, indeed. I'm walking. Oh, yeah. Just I'm walking. Yeah. Whew. The music director got better, y'all. You know what? I guess I shouldn't have started this because I do feel like I want a tad bit. Ooh. Just a sip. Yes! And we're back. Now, I made some notes. I talked about the red. Now, I wanted to share to y'all. With my mother, I have two sisters. They're older. They were born. They're very close. And then I was born. My mother and my father, not married. Then my father got married. And his first two were girls. So I have, and they're very close. They remember meeting me, but I don't remember meeting them until when they all came to Harlem to pick me up. Now, two sisters of my father are very close. They're the first two born. Irish twins. That's what they call them. And my two older sisters are very close. Now, the two older sisters, my aunt told me, and there's an old picture of them somewhere, when my mother was carrying me and she thought she was going to get my father, a sperm donor, she sent my two sisters away to live with some white lady in the Midwest. And my father didn't marry her, and she brought my sisters back. Now, I think Jamel, I don't know, I had to have been born. Jamel was about 3, so maybe I was a few months old. Anyway, they came back. I didn't know any of this. I just know that they didn't like me. I don't mean not like you, like in sisters and sisters don't like each other. Like, don't like you where you think they could kill you. When my mother used to say, "Daughter will babysit you," I would cry. I would fall out. It would be horrible. And they would always do stuff. A lot of stuff I blocked out. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I had nothing to do with that. And then on the other side, my sperm donor's two daughters, they're just very close. And I became the oldest, but not the oldest. So, I'm my father's oldest, the one after me, Sharon, as an adult, the only conversation, this is how I call, what I used to call, been, too many years to count. Because she was living in Brooklyn at the time, and she's been in Georgia for quite a number of years. And I think I called her once in Georgia. And she said, this is where our conversation goes. I said, "Hey, Sharon, how you doing?" She becomes my grandmother. Vicki, no, Wiki, Wiki. And I say, "Yes, Sharon." And she's like, "Ha, ha, ha, Wiki. What you doing, Wiki?" I said, "Whatever I'm doing." And I said, "How you doing?" And she said, "Well, Wiki." And then my ears started closing. She never called me Vicki, never said sister. She always, instantly upon hearing my voice, she became my grandmother. And she would say, "Wiki, ha, is that you, Wiki?" I don't even know if she ever, I don't think she ever called me Vicki. I never heard her call me Vicki. I don't know, maybe when I was a teenager and they were like 9, 10, they called me Vicki. But by the time she reached her teens, that's where our conversation was going. And that's the oldest from my father's marriage. Oldest girl. The second oldest girl from my father's marriage is, now let me tell you how I felt when I first, it's like I found a family. I was screwed up. I had just lived like a year and a half, almost damn near on my own in Harlem, so trust me, I was not a kid. So, I was so happy to see them. And I was just so, in my mind, I was like, oh, everybody looked like me. We all looked alike. My mother's two daughters, please, if we put us in a lineup, we all look like strangers. They look more alike than I do. I would be the stranger in the group. And here I am with this whole new family. And I got little sisters, and I'm not going to treat my little sisters like my two older sisters treated me. Please. So I was so happy seeing, but I was a rival. I was coming in as the oldest. Then, after having two daughters, my sperm daughter had two sons, which from his Muslim background instantly trumped all of us. Because now they were the men, and us being women were at the bottom. So, my little sister, she went with her big sister. Because they were like 9, 10, I think, by the time I came to live with them. And every now and again, me and the little one, my little to me, because my father's oldest, is she can be nice, but she can't be too nice, because if her big sister or her big brother comes along, rivals, for me being the oldest one, it didn't work out. And also with my sperm donor, finna touch my stepmother one more time and make me catch a whole life sentence because my mother just died and I had to flip because you can't punch your wife in front of me. My mother just died. Don't do that. So he was trying to make a teen prisoner out of me. But going back to sisters. So we don't have that relationship. Then I was down south and I would only see my father's two kids. She had two sons too. But I would only see them, you know, when they came for the summer or if I came for the summer, they brought me back, you know. Other than that. So I don't have that relationship with them. I understand. They don't think to call me. I told you, my mother's two sisters, it's usually if I want to get their attention because I can call and they'll take the message and go, oh, let me call you back. Oh, I got Susie so and so. Let me call you back. They never do it. They just want me to call so they can click over and then click back. Make them feel important. But they didn't call me back. They didn't return my phone calls. And then on my father's side with my two sisters, I would call them and I would hear, Wiki, 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 Wiki. And I was like, what? We did have one conversation. My stepmother told me that my sister Sharon had developed something for sonogram because she was a sonogram technician and then the sonogram fell on her. Anyway, she developed something and I was telling Mommy about copywriting, register and stuff like that. And she said to me, why don't you call Sharon and tell her about the copyright thing? Maybe she can register that piece. Now I was talking with my son-in-law. I said, yeah. We're talking back and forth. Yeah, maybe she can make some bucks off of it. And she gave me the phone number. And I called her. And after we went through the wiki, 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 I said, Mommy told me that you developed some kind of piece or something for the sonogram and that you should register as copyright. I said, I'm doing copyright, but I see something on his register. I said, maybe why don't you give it a try? She said, yeah. That's the first time. No Grammy voice. She said, yeah, I did. I said, yeah. I said, girl, you better register it before somebody takes it. I said, I'm going to send you the information. If I get any more information, I'll send it out to you. And then I said that I'll have one copy. Back then we didn't have copiers and stuff like that. And she said, no problem. I said, I only have this one. You want to send it back to me? It almost took me 3 weeks to get that through the mail. when I requested it by mail. So I sent it to her. She never called me to see if she got it. So I called her, and I got said, "Hey Sharon, Wiki, 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 Wiki." And I said, "Yeah, Sharon." I said, "Did you get the package?" "Yeah, Wiki." I said, "Okay." I said, "I only got one copy. Can you find a way to get some copies?" "Yeah, Wiki." So I never got the documents back, but I ordered another one after I got off the phone. So that is our conversation with my father's oldest girl, which is my sister. And the youngest one, very, what I would call through, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, we haven't heard from you." After the conversation, you would never call me. Never call me back. I remember when she saw me, I got to find it on NBC. I was doing Neighbors, and we did an interview on NBC. And Neighbors, not Neighbors, sorry, Gifts, my play, AIDS education play. And they featured me on NBC in New York City. And my sister Denise saw it. And I think I was speaking to Mommy because I was calling to tell her that it would be airing that day or whatever. And she said, "Oh, Denise said she saw you on TV." Now, I can't remember which way it worked out.